Welcome back to FreeZoTech. This tutorial is a continuation of our Python series which we began earlier. So in this tutorial we'll be going over loops in Python. Okay, so loops in programming are very fundamental knowledge of programming, and all programming knowledges have loops. So loops, they're just used to do something recursively or continuously until a certain condition or event is met. Just do something like in a loop. Okay, just like the name suggests. So there are mainly two types of loops that we use in Python. These are the for loops and the while loops. In this tutorial we'll be going over the while loops, and in the next tutorial we'll be going over the for loops. Okay, so let's go over while loops. So while loops are types of loops in Python that are used to carry out a certain activity continuously while checking for if a condition is true, that activity will be done. If the condition again is true, this activity will be done. So for example, let's just get to code and I'll show you what I mean. So let's have here counter. Let's set it to 0. So we're going to write a while loop. To do a while, just write while, and then here we can specify counter is less than 5. Print counter, and then okay, now let's do this. So let me explain to you and then we'll move on from here. So while counter is less than 5, so counter is 0, right? So while counter is less than 5, you do this continuously. So while count, the first time to move around, counter is 0, the pointer will move here and check is counter less than 5. This is true, it to execute this block. So this condition here must return a boolean value. So while and then a condition. Now the condition must return a boolean value. So it's basically like this. The syntax is while takes in a condition and then as an expression down here. So this expression down here would be executed while this condition evaluates to true. So whenever this condition is true, the execution down here will be carried out. So let's just comment this out. So now our condition in this case, our condition here is for checking if counter value, which is 0, is it less than 5. This is true, right? Because 0 is less than 5. So if this is true, we'll move into this block and we'll print counter on the screen. And then in the next loop we'll move up here again, check again. Is counter less than 5? Yes, counter is still 0. It is less than 5, it will be except. So we'll continue to do this. If we run this program right now, we'll run into an infinite loop, and then we see we get 0 0 0 infinitely. You see our program is continuously printing 0. So let's just stop this now. So why is it printing 0 continuously? Because our counter is 0 and it's always 0. So it comes here, is counter less than 0? Yes, it prints counter. It moves up again here, checks again this condition, is counter less than 0? It prints. So this will be going on infinitely. So to stop this, we can say counter plus equals to 1, meaning that if you will print out in the first iteration, counter will be 0. So is 0 less than 5? This is true. We'll move here, we'll print counter, and then we'll add 1 to count. So now counter its value will be 1. And then is 1 less than 5? True. We'll move in here, we'll print counter, and then we'll take counter plus 1, which now counter will be 2. Is 2 less than 5? We'll continue to do this until we'll get counter to be 5, and then our program will stop execution. So if we run this, let's see what we get. Okay, close this up, run this in the terminal. So now you see we get 0, this and this until there. Okay, so that's what we get. Now let's say is less or equals to this. Now let's run our program and let's see how to get. We get 1 to 5. Okay, so that's how our program works. So it went to the first iteration, counter is 0, it printed out 0. And then now counter is 1. Is 1 less than 5? Absolutely, it prints 1. It moves again. Is counter less than, now counter is 2, right? Is 2 less than 5? Absolutely, it prints 2. now counter will become 3 because 2 plus 1 is 3, and it's 3 less than 5, so it continues to do this until the condition here evaluates to true. Okay, now that is the basic foundation of a while loop. Now let's use this to print patterns in Python. Okay, so now let's say we want to print a pattern of stars like this. Okay, we want to print something like this. We want to print something like this, a star. So it will be one, initially to be 1 star, and then it will be 2 stars, and then like this. So we print a pattern like this in Python. So let's get to it. How do you print such patterns in Python? So on our first iteration we print 1 star, right? So we print 1 star, and then we increment counter by 1. So on the second iteration counter is 2, so we want to print 2 stars. So we simply multiply this by counter, the value of counter. Okay, so now counter, this will multiply by 2, so we'll get 2 of this, and then counter now will be 3 because 2 plus 1 is 3. So on the next iteration we'll print 3 stars like that. Okay, like that. So if you run this program, we are getting an error. This, okay, just remove this, and then let's run. We see we get a star pattern in Python. So that's how you print a pattern, a simple pattern in Python. Okay, so now you can even make this to be more complex. There are very complex patterns out there. So let's put this to 10. We print even a bigger pattern in Python. So we see we get this large triangle. Okay, so that is pattern, printed patterns in Python. They are very complicated. You can do a lot of things with this, but this is just an introduction to the basics, so won't be going depth in how to print patterns. So let's move on to our next part in this tutorial. So in this next exercise that we're going to do, we are going to print, we're going to create a simple game in Python. So let's just create a game. So we'll create a guess game. So this game will ask you for a guess. Okay, a guess. So ask you to guess a number. So then input, and then say guess. Okay, guess. So ask you to guess a number. We'll change this number into an integer, or let's say it to be float print number. Okay, put this to a float. So we get a user's input, we store it in guess, and then we check. While guess, the user's guess is not equals to our secret number. So we'll create a variable here called secret number. Okay, so we'll create secret number up here. So copy this and let's paste it here. So our secret number, let's say it is 10. So while the user's guess number is not 10, okay, it's not equals to 10, what we'll do, we'll print, we'll ask him to give us another input. So we'll give it in here, we'll ask him for another input, and now this will be our guess. So we'll continue writing this code until we get a value which is equals to our secret number. So let's write here if condition. So check if our guess, guess equals to secret number, we'll print you win. Okay, so we'll print you win on the screen. So what we are doing is that we're taking a user's input, we are storing it in guess. We're taking if the user's input, the guess value, is equal to our secret number. If it's not equals to it, we'll ask the user continuously to input a number. Okay, now let's run the code. and see. So we'll say my guess number is 5. You ask me to guess again, my guess is wrong again. I type in 9, 8, my guess is wrong again. If I type it 10, you say I won. Okay, so that's how we work with simple guess game in Python, but this game has some weaknesses. So let's say that you want to set a certain a certain limits of how many times the player can guess. So we'll check if guess count. Okay, let's just copy and paste this here. If the guess count is less than limit, so let's call this to be, let's leave it as it is. We put initially our guess count is 0 because we did not guess anything, and then our limit will be equals to 3 because this is the limits of how many times we can guess. So let's actually give it a more descriptive name, guess underscore limit. So our guess limit, copy this and paste it over here. Okay, so we have our guess limits. So if the guess counter is not equal to the guess limit, we'll ask you for an input. So initially our guess count is 0, so is 0 equals to 3? This is not true, so we'll come in here and then we'll print this statement out. We'll ask you for user input, and then we'll check if the user input is equal to our secret number. Okay, so let's run this to see. So let me put in here 6, guess again. I'll put in 7, no, 8, no. You see, it continuously asks me for it until I get the right number, and then it tells me I win, but it's still asking me to guess again. But I've already won, I already know the guess number, but our game is continuing asking me for guess number. But why is this happening? Because when we come here, our guess count is never incremented, so it is always 0, and 0 is always less than 3. So it will always ask us for we always go into this loop, this block. So to stop this, we'll say guess count plus 1 plus equals to 1. Okay, so if you guess the first time, your guess count now is 1. If you guess the second time, your guess count is 2. If you guess the third time, your guess count is 3. And if it is 3, we will not go into this block. Means that we will stop our execution, and then we'll print. We'll simply print here game over. Okay, so now let's run this and then we see. So we will put in 5, no, 6, no, and then 20, no. It's still asking me to guess another value. Why is this happening? Okay, now let's look at our code. Why we are getting that error is that our initial counter is 0, so it's supposed to be 1. Okay, so on our first guess we already have 1 guess, so it will add it to 2 and then continue like that. So if you run this should give us exactly 3 guesses. So if I run 5 and then this and then 6, it's telling me that okay, I did type in the wrong thing. So let's run this again. So I'll type in here 5, and then I'll type in 11, and I'll type in 8, and I'll type in 8. It's saying game over. See, that's how our program works. But if you type in the correct guess, we'll get. So let's type in 5, wrong guess, we'll type in 10, telling us you win, but it's still telling us to guess. So at this point, after we win, what we want is our program should stop asking us to enter something. So we use the break statement. So the break statement in Python, it usually jumps you out of this loop. Means that jump out of this loop, stop going through this loop, stop iterating through this loop. Okay, so the break out of this loop, it will move here and then write game over. Okay, despite of us not reaching the guess limit, as long as we win, it will break out of there. It will not ask us anymore how to input any value, to just print game over. Okay, so let's run this. So let me type in here 5, no, 6, no. If I type in 10, see, you win, game over. Okay, that is our program. So this is how you create a simple guess game in Python. So let's create another thing in Python. I will give you this simple exercise. Try to create a simple robot in Python, or a chatbot, where you can ask him some questions and it will answer you back. Okay, so just use a while loop to create a chatbot in Python. Pause the video right now, take 10 minutes 20 minutes to do it, and then watch my solution. Okay, so just pause the video right now. Okay, I hope you managed to create the program. If you didn't, let's find out what the solution is. So to create this, what our program will do is that it will take in, you'll basically be able to chat with our basic robot. So you will take in a user, we'll take in a while true. While true means that this is an infinite loop, because the condition is always true. So this is an infinite loop. You can say user input. Here we will store in your input. We just say this like this. Okay, so you'll be able to say something to the robot. You maybe ask him a question, and then down here we'll have some conditions. We'll check if user input user input equals to name, it will print hello, my name is let's say Jarvis. Okay, so it will take in a user's input. So this is a error. So taking a user's input, and you check if the user's input is name, means that you're asking the robot for name. Is name, it will tell you hello, my name is Jarvis. Okay, simple program. Now what if the person types in a capital letter? So to counter this, we'll type in we'll change to low. I've already seen this, so I'll not go over it again. If you didn't watch it, check the previous tutorial where we discuss why we change this into lowercase. Okay, because Python is case sensitive. So we're taking the user's input, and we'll check if the user's input is name, we'll print hello, my name is Jarvis. Okay, so now let's run this code and let's see. So here we'll put input name, and if the robot tells us hello, my name is Jarvis, and you can ask him another question. Keep adding again name. So this will go on infinitely. This is going on infinitely because this is here condition is always true. So now let's write another elif user input equals to hobby. So if you type in hobby, it will print out something on the screen. Jarvis will say okay, now let's do something to make it more okay, cool. So say Jarvis, and then okay, means that Jarvis is saying something to you. Okay, so Jarvis, and then this, and then we'll type in here what is a hobby. I like let's say what will a robot like to do? Maybe I like coding. So Jarvis will say I like coding. So now let's run our program to see what we get. So if I type in name Jarvis, hello, my name is Jarvis. If I type in hobby Jarvis, I like coding. Okay, so that is our basic program. So now let's continue to advance this program. Elif user input, sorry, the user's input is what function can we keep again? Let's say gender. You're asking the robot for its gender. Okay, let's put this in parentheses, quotes. So we'll print Jarvis will tell you something. what would Jarvis say? A robot. I don't have a gender. Okay, so Jarvis tell I'm a robot and I don't have a gender. So what Jarvis will do, it will tell you I'm a robot and I don't have a gender. So we can continuously add in here many functions. If it is okay, let's put in here the last statement. Maybe we are going to tell Jarvis to sleep. So else, this will be an else if statement. Well, if user input, so if you type in sleep, you type in Jarvis, capital J, Jarvis sleep. So if you type in Jarvis sleep, what Jarvis is going to do is going to say Jarvis is going to say, this is going to say bye, simple bye. Okay, simple bye, like that. And then we want to break out of our loop. So if you print bye, we'll stop. It means that you can talk to the robot again. The robot is going to sleep. Okay, so instead of saying name, let's say who are you? My name is Jarvis. It will just print my name is Jarvis. Let's remove this. A simple chat robot. Okay, so it's written like that. So Jarvis say my name is Jarvis, I'm a simple chat robot. Okay, so if you say who are you, Jarvis will say hello, my name is Jarvis, I'm a simple chat robot. If you write hobby, Jarvis will say I like coding. If you write gender, tell I'm a robot, I don't have a gender. If you input Jarvis sleep, it tell bye and then it will sleep. Okay, now let's run this. Else, let's say the user inputs a statement that we don't understand. We just print. Jarvis will say I don't understand. Okay, just a simple program like that. So now let's save this. Now let's execute it. Are you Jarvis? Hello, my name is Jarvis, I'm a simple chat robot. So if I type in a hobby, they say I don't understand, it's supposed to be hobby, not hobby. Hobby. So he's saying I like coding. And then let's see another command that we taught Jarvis, gender. So if I say gender, Jarvis say hello, Jarvis say I'm a robot, I don't have a gender. Okay, so if we type in Jarvis sleep, Jarvis sleep, I don't understand. Why did we get that? Jarvis sleep, Jarvis sleep. Okay, did I type in so Jarvis I don't sleep? So Jarvis does not understand. Why are we getting this error? Is it a okay, I know why we're getting that error. We're getting that error because we're changing everything into lowercase, but if you come here specifying an uppercase, so that's why. So now let's run this. So the command that we are read is Jarvis sleep, Jarvis sleep. So okay, so if I say get by, and then our program closes. See, so that's how our program works. So let's go over this once again. So we take in the user's input. Let's take in the user's input over here. So let's take in the user's input. So we'll say who are you? Jarvis tell us hello, my name is Jarvis, I'm a simple chatbot robot. So another command that we gave Jarvis is hobby. So Jarvis say I like coding. So if you check the gender, I'm a robot, I don't have a gender. So okay, let's move to the next part. Jarvis sleep. Jarvis sleep. Say Jarvis says bye, and then our program quits. So this is how you use a while loop in Python to create a very simple program. So in the next tutorial we'll be going over for loops in Python. So see you there. If you have any comments or suggestions, questions, leave them in the comment section below. I'll do my best to get back to you. Or you can follow me. You can follow Freezotech on Instagram at Freezotech. Okay, so thanks for watching.